Alright lads, so 1000-Year Blood War round 15 is coming out tomorrow morning. I'm excited for it. Hopefully lads are too. I will be live when this banner does drop at 8 in the morning in the UK. Hope to see you lads then. Hopefully we can all get very, very lucky. I do not want a repeat of what happened last week with the first part of the anniversary. So for today, we're here to focus on this new banner, talk about the characters, and let you know what is good, what is bad about this new particular banner. So for starters, looking at the banner, of course, it's going to feature a new Yhwach, Genryusai, and also Aizen. Step 1 is going to be free, and Step 6 is going to guarantee you one of the 12 featured characters. The banner itself does drop tomorrow morning and is going to last until the 12th of August. Once this banner does leave, we are then going to get the individual banners for the particular characters. So if you did miss your opportunity to get some of them here, you still have the entire month to pull for these 3 characters. And looking at the banner itself, what you will notice is that it only does feature 1000-Year Blood War characters. And that's a good thing for those that maybe never had an opportunity to pull for said characters, or new players out there that has, again, never pulled for a 1000-Year Blood War banner. This is going to be a good chance to get a lot of new characters, especially if you are missing the entire banner. However, it's definitely worth mentioning, especially for veterans like myself, is that these are old characters. I mean, the bottom row is basically borderline useless in my opinion. I mean, you still could use them. I don't want to just trash on the characters. They definitely are still worthwhile. The bottom 3 here are like basically 4 years old. They're not really that great. These characters can be used, and then the top row are the really good fillers in my opinion, or characters. Ishin is still usable. I still use them every week to farm scrolls. Misaki, still great in Guild Quest, still good in Arena 2, definitely can be used. And Ryuken's kind of just there. Again, every character is definitely usable. I don't want to trash on them, but it's not a lie to say these are quite old characters. So for the most part, if you are pulling on this banner, you're pulling for the collector's purpose because they are 1000-Year characters. Maybe you just want to have them. And if you do pull them and use them, you're going to have fun with them. But in terms of meta standpoint, for those that just want to know if the characters are good or OP or not, most of these fillers here, especially the bottom row, are characters that are a tad bit outdated in my opinion. But looking at the new characters, let's talk about why you might want to summon for these particular characters. Firstly, starting off with Yhwach. So Yhwach is going to be a new Brave Battle character, but understand he is not limited to only being used in Brave Battles. And in my opinion, this is a great addition to the game once more, as he is not going to make PvP toxic like Drugum did back when he came out 2 years ago. And the main reason for that is because he is somewhat easily counterable, but at the same time he is a counter to the current meta. Because what you will notice is that Yhwach is a captain killer, and he himself is a no affiliation character, so very rarely are people going to have killer against Yhwach. That's going to make him a tad bit more tankier, especially with the skills that he does have, as he is immune to weakening, does have poise, and also has flurry +2. In terms of damage output, when it comes to Brave Battle characters, that is definitely on the higher end, and he does have also a boost SA2 with Enhancer, so it is going to last 20 seconds, and also the boosted skill. So what this does mean is that a boost SA2 normally increases the attack, focus, and defense by 32% or 33%. Now it's going to basically 43%. So you're getting more stats by using this particular character. So he is going to be meta. He is the new team booster. He's a character that you want to have in your team, especially that, you know, it's only 11% increase in stats, but that definitely does make a difference when it comes to Brave Battles, and especially because this character is countering the meta, as he himself does have Prevent, Last Ditch, and also Ignore Brave Battle immunity. He is going to be a character that is going to be great against basically anyone you really put him against. Under 50% stamina, he then takes 50% less damage, and every time an ally or an enemy dies, he increases his non-attack damage by 20%. So you can build him to be quite tanky, but at the same time very offensive. I really like the idea of this character, further pushing the Last Ditch meta, Ignore Last Ditch meta. So like, hypothetically, if you were to use this Yhwach, Kenpachi, and also Kurashiki, no one is going to revive, basically, which I think is really, really cool. And again, he's also pushing that Ignore Invincibility meta, and at the same time, because he doesn't have Invincibility himself, you can easily counter him with SP counters like 6th Anniversary Aizen, for example. But despite that, I do believe this Yhwach is going to be the best Brave Battle character, not someone that is 100% needed. Again, I think there's good counters to him already, which I think is a great thing for, again, the Brave Battle health and meta right now. He's a great addition if you have him, but you don't 200% need this character like we did back like 2 years ago when they just went a bit too crazy with the meta in Brave Battles. But it is worth mentioning is that Yhwach does come with Guard Break and also Drain and Paralysis on all of his attacks besides SA2, and that's going to make him good in Brave battles and most importantly outside of Brave battles. Yes, it's disappointing that Yhwach ended up being another Brave battle character, but at the same time he is going to be good in PvP content. You can use him to auto content, you can use him in epic raids, you technically can bring him to co-op content if you really want to, but you also can bring him into Guild Quest 2, where he's going to be a really good team booster, as again that SA2 does give those extra bit of stats. So he's a character not limited to Brave battles, but at the same time really good in Brave battles too. He's a nice character that you can basically use anywhere, which I really do like. And the same can be said for the new 1000-Year Blood War, the Agony version of Aizen. Aizen is a technique character with the Aaroniero. He is a ranged character, and he has a lot of great utility, but massive damage potential. And that's mainly due to the fact that he does have a 40% bruiser skill with 20% non-attack damage soul trait, and also when you do inflict a status ailment, you are going to get an 80% stat boost to your attack stat. That right there is really good, especially because he does have an increased chance of inflicting status ailments against speed enemies. That again also makes him really good because he does have weakening on all attacks but his SA2, and that's because his SA2 is a boost and barrier attack. That's going to provide your team with a 3-hit barrier and yourself a 5-hit barrier, making him a really good autoing character and really powerful NAD character for again a lot of different content. And that doesn't even mention the fact that he also does come with the new gauge mechanic. Just like Odu has, Aizen also has it too, and this time it's more so around his non-attack damage, as when you do get that gauge to max potential and fill it up to the max, you can then get an additional 100% bruiser and 50% damage taken. And what I really like about this is that this Aizen is basically designed to basically auto anything you really want to put him against. He also does have read all affiliation dodge, which are going to make him useful for those farming scroll quests and also in arena, where he also does pick up long stride. But for PvE content where you're trying to auto content, for example, the barrier is going to keep himself safe. He's going to push the enemies back, do a lot of damage, weaken non-stop. And when that gauge does fall, because you are autoing, it's also going to activate and just make you even more tanky and even hit harder. This character just does a ridiculously amount of damage, and visually, I think he looks really cool. In my opinion, he's going to be the most fun to play NAD character in the entire game, and I can't wait to get my hands on this particular character. Again, once more, a character that can be used in loads of different content, and you can also use him in arena. He isn't an arena character specifically, like he isn't designed for arena. He doesn't have a lot of arena skills like Odu did, for example, but because he does pick up long stride and because he can read basically all affiliation dodges, he is going to be a character that you can use, and I think he is the best of the three when it comes to arena content. And then lastly, we have Genryusai. The best character in the entire game. Genryusai is cracked, man. This is actually stupidly broken, and I love the fact they made him a power character. As you know, Aizen has you covered for heart content, Artbook Ichigo has you for tech, 7th anniversary Ichigo has you for mind, and then Uryu has you covered for speed. The attribute that needed this character the most was the power attribute, and they did exactly that. So why is Yamamoto broken? Well, let's look at his strong attacks for starters, before even looking at his skills. His SA1, 3000 length beam, best SA1 in the entire game. SA2, a distant AoE into a tracking vortex. Best SA2, best strong attack in the entire game. And then his SA3 is just an above full screen strong attack 3. Again, also technically the best strong attack 3 in the entire game. So kit wise, he is perfect. So surely you would think that maybe his skills aren't as good, but that is not the case, as he does come with 2 killers, by the way. Yes, one of the killers is Quincy. It's not the most ideal killer to have, but regardless, it is still 2 killers, and he also does have Holo Killer. I'm not sure why they gave him 2 killers. Normally there is a reason for it, but I'm not complaining. This is making the character significantly better, and then he also does have the following set of skills. Sprinter +2, great mobility. Havoc +20%, more range on his strong attacks. Absolutely love to see it. Frenzy +1 with a 40% Berserker, and also the Spiritual Pressure boost +80%. Just like Aizen, this Yamamoto, when he does inflict a stat summon, is going to get a stat boost by 80% on his Spiritual Pressure stat. That allows him to be one of the hardest hitting characters in the entire game, especially with the character's kit that he does have. As he does have that tracking vortex SA2, he is going to have an easy time inflicting those stat summons. And at the same time, he also does have 40% more damage to weakened enemies and burning enemies. And remember, every single attack he does inflicts both burn and also weakening. So essentially, when you do inflict a stat summon, you're doing 80% more damage. That right there is cracked. He has Marauder, so you can use him in multiple weeks of guild quests. He's going to be great for extreme comp. He has shared complete stats immunity, so he's immune to stat summons, and he's sharing it for your entire team. And then to finish it up, he has Bombardment +1 and Weaken Defense. This is the first character in the entire game to have the Bombardment +1 skill with Weaken Defense, weakening on their Soul Bomb and the status Unwanted Spiritual Pressure boost. That right there makes him the hardest hitting nuke in the entire game for guild quests. And remember, someone like 7th Anniversary Ichigo and Noel is already a very hard hitting nuke that absolutely destroys guild quests, potentially in sub 1 second. But this Yamamoto has Weaken Defense. They don't. So he can have double Weaken Defense, and then also remember, he has damage to burning enemies and weaken enemies plus 40%. So not only does he have Weaken Defense, again, you can stack that over Ichigo and also Noel, the hardest hit nukes in the game right now, he also does 80% more damage per hit when you inflict dazzlements. And that right there is absolutely broken in guild quests. If you can nuke to the final wave of Noel and Ichigo with a good team, this Yamamoto will potentially be able to do that by himself. And if you have a good team, you're clearing all 5 waves with just one Soul Bomb. Normally you have to use a Soul Bomb and then maybe a Strong Attack once to clean up the entire quest. Yama's going to be able to just absolutely destroy content very, very easily with just his Soul Bomb. It's absolutely crazy. The fact that he was given these skills and strong attacks, it's just absolutely mind-blowing. This character is very, very powerful, and his visuals are great too. I'm a big fan of his character, and it's nice to see the Captain Commander of the Gote 13 get the justice he deserves with this new character. It is absolutely correct. So overall, lads, with this, the 3 new banner characters, you just have the 3 best characters in the entire game for the most part in what they want to do. You have the best power character in Genryusai, potentially again best character in the entire game. You have Yhwach, the best Brave Battle character, a really good addition to the Brave Battle meta in my opinion. And then you have Aizen, not the best tech character, because, I mean, you could say best tech character if you want to, but he's the best non-attack damage character in the entire game. So these 3 characters definitely have value. You definitely will use them, especially if you are fans of these characters, and I think this is a great reintroduction to the 1000-Year Blood War arc. Yes, it's somewhat disappointing we didn't get new characters. I would love a new Giselle, but at the same time, for an anniversary, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. 3 great characters, manga characters are back. It's exciting. Hopefully, you have some good summons lives tomorrow, because you're really going to need it with this banner, right? With that said, though, in the comments below, let me know who you are most excited for, who you're summoning for. For me, I am going for Genryusai. He's an amazing character. He's also power, so if you did find the point event, you have that special move source, you can give it to Yamamoto. He would definitely be a character you want to use that on, even if it only gets into special move level 2 out of 5. With that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.